I have a lot of stuff that I want to show you guys about sleep. So I'm going to get right into it because I have a lot of stuff to share with you. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, now I'm live on Instagram here to my right and then Facebook right in front of me. But if you follow me on Instagram and my Instagram handle is isabeldprice.com, then you know that every single morning I post what time I wake up that morning. Usually I share a Bible verse or just something that, you know, is really speaking to me that morning. Sometimes it's the lyrics to a song, like a worship song. And then the other thing that I post are my sleep stats. And a lot of people ask me, like, okay, where are these from? Are they from an app? So I track my sleep using an Oura ring. So this is an Oura ring. It's pretty large, actually. This is an Oura ring. And an Oura ring will track your sleep. It will also track your steps. It will also track your body temperature at night. It will track your heart rate. So I think it does almost all of the same things as like an Apple Watch or like many of those other, you know, tracking devices. But for me, I'm really just interested in tracking my sleep. And I think the Oura Ring really is the best one for sleep. And you can actually put it in airplane mode because some people are concerned about like the EMF exposure all day long, but I actually put mine in airplane mode. Now, do you need an Oura Ring and do you need to track your sleep? No, but I really got into sleep and really trying to improve my sleep as much as possible probably about 5 or 6 years ago when I just started having some health issues. My adrenals were really not where I needed them to be, and the doctor said to me, like, Isabel, you just need to sleep more. Now my kids were pretty young at the time, so you know, I was taking care of them and I was running a business, and it was just a little harder to focus on sleep. But as they got older, it got easier and easier. So the first thing I'm going to say is that if you are someone who feels like they're doing all the right things, like you're eating all the right food, you're exercising, but you still don't feel like you're losing weight or you're at a plateau and your weight's not budging, I'm really going to encourage you to look at your sleep and your stress. Now, of course, the food that you're eating is important. Of course, exercise is important, but really start to pay attention to how much you're sleeping, the quality of your sleep, because maybe you're in bed for 8 or 9 hours, but the quality of your sleep is not really good. And that's what we're going to talk about today, are some things that'll help you get good quality sleep. And then also pay attention to your stress levels. Now, the thing with sleep is that the less you sleep, the more it's going to affect your stress. So like you'll be more stressed. And then the more you're stressed, the less you're going to be able to sleep. So it is a little bit of a vicious cycle, but hopefully the things I share with you today are going to be helpful. Somebody asked how you spell Oura, and it's O-U-R-A, Oura Ring, O-U-R-A, okay? All right, the first thing I'm going to say is it would be impossible for me to cover everything that there is to know about sleep. And this is my absolute favorite book about sleep. And this is the book that I read when I started to really pay attention to my sleep. It's Sleep Smarter by Sean Stevenson. Very helpful guide. He really takes like very complicated science and makes it very easy to understand, which I really like about him. So it's easy for me to recommend this book to people who maybe aren't very sciencey or don't have a science background, and they're like, I just want to know how to sleep. So this book, I highly recommend it. I'm pretty sure you can find it on Amazon. It is a great book. So if you're struggling with your sleep, sleep smarter. All right, the first thing we're going to talk about is blue light, because blue light really affects your melatonin release at night. You want your body to start releasing melatonin a couple hours before you go to bed, right? And just naturally, it should do that. The problem is that now we are exposed to so much blue light, and blue light affects melatonin release. So if you're staring at your phone, if you're watching TV, if you're binge watching Netflix shows right before bed, then that blue light that comes from the TV and that comes from your phone is going to affect the amount of melatonin that you release. Now, we're going to talk about melatonin as a supplement here in a little bit, but you really want to encourage your body to release melatonin naturally. You don't want to have to take a supplement for that. If you need to, then you can, but you really don't want to. You want your body to naturally release melatonin. And the way you can do that is by turning off your devices at least an hour before you go to bed, at a minimum an hour. I would love to tell you 2 hours, but for some people that might be really, really hard. So at least an hour before bed, you want to turn off your devices. Now, if that's really hard to do, a lot of people will wear blue light blocking glasses. So I have 2 pairs of blue light blocking glasses, and I actually do put them on about 30 minutes before I go to bed. I wish I could put them on sooner, but like I have a night routine and I wash my face and all that other stuff. So I have 2 pair, and I'm going to show them to you. Now, you are going to look pretty funny walking around your house with these blue light blocking glasses on, but you are going to sleep like a champ. So even though everyone in your house might make fun of you, you are going to sleep so well. Now, the first pair I'm going to show you is from a company called TrueDark. The thing is, these are very, very effective. They will block out all of the blue light, and you will sleep like a baby if you wear these 30 minutes to an hour before bed. But here's the problem with these. I'm going to show you them, okay? All right, first of all, like, what do I look like? I mean, it's just crazy. But I don't care what I look like. I mean, the only people that are home are my husband, my 2 kids, and my dad, and that's who I live with, right? So who cares what I look like? The thing with these, though, is that they're so dark that you then really just can't do anything else. Like, if you're going to put these on, like, you might as well just go to bed. Now, you can get used to them, but I like to read a little bit at night, and I almost find that I can't even, like, read. They're so dark. Does that make sense? So I have these, I mean, I don't know. They're not, I'll show you the pair that I wear now. And I think because now I have this other pair and I think they work pretty well, I've switched over. All right, so these are a little bit lighter, and these are from a company called EMR Tech, emrtech.com. And these are a lot, oops, that fell. And these are a lot easier to wear. And also, like, I can read at night. I know, I look crazy, right? But who cares? I get a good night's sleep. And anyone who follows me on Instagram, they know that I sleep well, like really well. So I will put these on about 30 minutes before I go to sleep. And then if I'm reading a book, I'll read a book. Or if I'm walking around the house, like my husband will be watching TV, at least I'm blocking all the blue light that's coming from the TV. These are a lot easier to wear. So the TrueDark ones are great. They're a great brand. They work really, really well. But these are so, these are still so effective. Marissa just put something funny. I know, I totally look like a hippie when I have these on, right? But they work and they're comfortable and they're good, all right? So if you want to still look at your phone, if you still want to watch TV, you still want to watch Netflix with your family, whatever it is, you can get a pair of blue light blocking glasses. They have them on Amazon. They have them everywhere. These are just the ones that I have. They're good quality and I like them. Okay, the other thing that you can do that I will do before bed is you can use essential oils. Now, the 3 oils that I highly recommend are lavender essential oil, and you'll notice that I really only use doTERRA essential oils. I really think that they have really, really high quality oils, and they're really the only ones that I use. So I recommend lavender. I recommend a blend called Serenity, which is for sleep, and it's great. And then also, if you're a very anxious person and you feel like you have a lot of anxiety, vetiver is really, really, really good to help soothe anxiety. So what you can do is you can put a couple drops of each in a diffuser and diffuse it in your room before bed. That'll work really well. But what I do is I actually have a roller bottle with lavender in it. So basically there are 20 drops of lavender in this roller bottle, and then the rest is jojoba oil, which would be the carrier oil. And I roll this on the bottom of my feet before I go to bed. So it's basically just a roller. And see, so then I'm not gonna roll any on myself right now, although, I mean, it would be fine. I roll it on the bottom of my feet before I go to bed, and then I put a drop of Serenity right on the bottom of my feet right before I go to bed, and I put socks on. So basically, my body is absorbing the lavender and the Serenity through my feet as I am sleeping. And again, I don't know. I don't think it's like one thing that helps me to sleep so well. I think it's a combination of a lot of these things that I do. But I really, really think the Serenity, a lot of people have told me really, really has helped them to fall asleep faster. So you can, if you don't want to put them right on your body, you can put them in a diffuser and just diffuse it in your room about 30 minutes before you go to bed, okay? So again, just to show you, it's the lavender, the Serenity blend, and then the vetiver if you have a lot of anxiety. And I think you can use vetiver during the day as well if you have a lot of anxiety. All right, let's talk about supplements, because there are some supplements that you can take and that you can use that will really, really help you to sleep. The first one is magnesium. Now, there are many, many forms of magnesium, but if you want to take magnesium for sleep, you are going to take magnesium glycinate. Actually, it's a little clearer here. I just have two brands that I want to show you. So magnesium glycinate is what you want to get for sleep. That's the type of magnesium that you need for sleep. Whereas like magnesium citrate or magnesium oxide are really good for constipation. Magnesium glycinate is really, really good for sleep and helping you fall asleep. Most people are deficient in magnesium, so it would only be a good thing to take magnesium at night. It'll help you sleep. And then if you are deficient in magnesium at all, then you will be getting your magnesium. So this is a really good brand, this Cal Magnesium, and 2 tablets is 400 milligrams. So this is a good brand. And then this is also a good brand. Pure Encapsulations is a good brand. The only thing with this one is each capsule has 120 milligrams. So you have to take like 3 or 4 of them to be the equivalent of 2 of these. But they're both really, really good brands, and I've used them both, and they're great. So first and foremost, magnesium. If you have a hard time falling asleep, I really wish I had a hair clip like close by, because whatever my hair is doing is driving me crazy. So the first supplement I want you to try if you're having a hard time falling asleep is magnesium. Before you start going to like the super duper strong potent ones, go with magnesium first. That will be good. All right, the next one is one that I tried when I was having a hard time falling asleep. This was, I've lost track of time, a couple years ago. And I bought this one. It is Amy Meyer's Rest and Restore. And the reason why I like it is because it only contains magnesium glycinate, right, which we just talked about. It contains L-theanine, which is an amino acid, and it contains GABA. So I made sure to write, okay, so L-theanine, amino acid, and helps to ease anxiety and helps sleep. GABA is a neurotransmitter that is very, very calming. So that's all that's in here. It's just magnesium, L-theanine, and GABA, and the recommended amount is 2 capsules. I will take just 1 capsule at night, and I feel like it just helps me like just, I don't know, like just my whole body just calmed down, but it doesn't make me feel weird or like, I don't know if you've ever taken a sleep supplement. I'm very sensitive to everything. Like if I take a Tylenol, it makes me feel weird. This actually just makes me feel like nice and relaxed, and it doesn't have a long list of stuff in it. I took a sleep supplement once. Oh no, it wasn't a sleep supplement. I got a sleep tea once that had valerian in it, and I felt awful. I mean, I felt so awful. So now I know valerian is not for me. And my sister said the same thing, that she had taken a supplement with valerian in it once and it made her feel terrible. I'm not saying that would be the case for everyone, but I stay away from anything that has valerian in it. So I really like this one, this Amy Meyer's Rest and Restore. It says to take 2. I only take 1. That seems to be more than enough for me. All right, let's talk about melatonin, because everybody wanted to know, should I take melatonin? Now, I have this liquid melatonin, and I'm going to tell you in a second why I have this. Now, the thing with melatonin is your body produces somewhere around, and I wrote this down just so I would make sure to be super accurate. Okay, the phone is ringing. Let's just wait for it to stop ringing, because I'm not answering it. Okay, it's stop ringing. All right, so The thing with melatonin is that your body naturally produces about 0.3 to 0.5 milligrams of melatonin before you go to sleep. Maybe up to about 1 milligram, right? That's how much you naturally produce. The problem with most melatonin supplements is they start at 3 milligrams. So people take melatonin and then the next day they feel groggy, they feel like drugged. Well, it's just because it's way too much melatonin. Now, there might be some special cases where people might need more melatonin, but most people don't. Most people don't. There are some melatonin supplements that are like 10 milligrams of melatonin. And again, like you could take that and you would probably be fine, but if you're waking up the next day and feeling super groggy and drugged, that's why. It's because your body would only naturally produce about 1 milligram and less than that really, and you're taking like 10 milligrams in one shot, which would just be way, way too much. Now, the reason why I have this melatonin is because when I was suffering from reflux, and actually I'm now slowly weaning myself off of the proton pump inhibitor, and I can do a whole live and video about that, is because melatonin actually does strengthen the little valve that is in your esophagus. So I started using just not even a half a dropper, because half a dropper is 1 milligram. So I actually use less than half a dropper when I take this at night. And I do feel like it's really helped me to wean off of my PPI. If you don't know what a PPI is, it's a proton pump inhibitor, which is like what Prilosec is. If you've kind of followed a lot of my videos, you know I kind of went through this super digestion. I don't know, my digestive system sort of went crazy on me. But melatonin did help, and it is, I think, helping me to strengthen my esophagus. I don't plan on taking it forever, but you do have to be really, really careful with how much you take, and you really only need about 1 milligram, okay? Probably less in some cases. Okay, so let me just quickly sort of recap everything that I went over, and then I want to answer a couple of questions that I got when I asked on Instagram. Again, if you don't follow me on Instagram, it's isabeldprice.com, and I will always post my sleep stats, because I don't know, I feel like it keeps me accountable, like make sure that I'm getting good sleep. Sleep Smarter book, highly, highly, highly recommend, okay? We talked about the blue light blocking glasses, the True Dark, or the EMRtech.com, okay? My hippie glasses, I know. Essential oils, lavender, vetiver, and serenity. You can either use them in a roller bottle, put them on your body, or you can diffuse them. As far as supplements, I think magnesium is the best one to start with, but if you really have a hard time sleeping, you can go with the Amy Myers Rest and Restore, or you can try a little bit of melatonin, but try not to have too much. The other things that I do have here that I didn't really talk about is I also do sleep with a sleep mask, because my husband goes to bed after me, and I don't really, and sometimes he'll like turn the light on in the bathroom because he's getting ready for bed. So I will always wear a face mask, a sleep mask rather, and I got this on Amazon. It was pretty inexpensive. And I also do sleep with earplugs. I know, see, I really this is like a sleep game to me. I mean, I'm really really sort of dialed in when it comes to sleep. So I do have these little earplugs. And again, my husband does a lot of his work at night. He comes to bed pretty late. So, of course, he's very, very considerate and very quiet, but it's difficult to be, super duper silent. So I do have a face mask on, and I do wear these earplugs. Also, when I was traveling a lot, which is not the case anymore, I haven't really traveled in quite a while, I would take all these things to the hotel, because sometimes hotels can be pretty noisy. Okay, so... Oh, this is my Instagram just paused. All right, I'm sure that will come back. So someone on Instagram, let's see if it's if it'll come back. Okay, so what do you do if you wake up in the middle of the night? I'm just waiting for Instagram to come back. I don't know. It might not come back. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay, Instagram, you're back. Okay, so somebody asked, what do you do if you wake up in the middle of the night? So many times people will wake up in the middle of the night due to low blood sugar or because they have to go to the bathroom. So you probably want to cut off your water drinking, or like just do the majority of or drink the majority of the water that you're going to drink during the day before like 5 p.m. So this way you're not up all night. But also you want to make sure that your dinner is very well balanced, a protein, carb, and fat. And try not to eat anything sugary or, drinking alcohol. Things like that will create blood sugar drops in the middle of the night. And that's why you wake up in the middle of the night. So most people don't realize that. They think like, oh, well, I just have to go to the bathroom. But it's really because, or it really can be because your blood sugar's dropped. So make sure that you're eating a very balanced dinner, and also make sure you're not like snacking into the night or, snacking. Make sure you're not snacking late at night, because that'll cause some blood sugar drops. So for example, if you're eating chocolate at night or just eating chips, things like that, that will cause some blood sugar lows. All right, so let me see if there are any other questions. If you have some more questions. So what is the name of the third oil? Vetiver. Vetiver. Vetiver is the third essential oil. Okay, so Mary Jo, we talked about melatonin. Let me see if there are any other questions. How do you spell Oura? O-U-R-A. So that was good. Okay, let me see if there's any other questions on Instagram. Thank you. You're very welcome. What about a full spectrum magnesium? So someone on Instagram is asking, what about a full spectrum magnesium? That would work as well. So that you would get good magnesium absorption for like muscle cramps, and then also for digestive health, and then also for sleep. So that would work. I would just really say, like, if you're really struggling to sleep, you might want to focus on the magnesium glycinate so that you're getting a lot of magnesium, and it's specifically going to be helping you for sleep. So sure, a full spectrum magnesium would be great, but if you wanted to just focus on sleep, you could do the glycinate. Okay, let me see if there are any other questions. Scrolling. No. Okay, so I use doTERRA essential oils. Somebody's asking what brand of essential oils. I use doTERRA. They're the ones that I've always used. I know Young Living is also a really great brand, but the ones I have personal experience with are doTERRA. So those are the ones that I use. All right, let me see. Okay, so Mary Jo is asking, should I stop taking melatonin and take Rest and Restore instead? That's really up to you, Mary Jo, and depending on how you feel. If you feel like the melatonin is working well and you don't feel groggy, you can keep taking it. But I would try the Rest and Restore. It's a little bit more natural. And, I don't like for people to use melatonin long term. I would say just use it for, a short period of time and just kind of get you back on a good sleep schedule, but try not to use melatonin long term. Whereas something like the Rest and Restore, you could use long term and it would be fine. So Cheryl asked, when do you take the magnesium? You take the magnesium either, probably 30 minutes before you go to bed, or you can even take it with dinner. So I like to take supplements with food, so you can take the magnesium with dinner or 30 minutes before bed if you're okay to take supplements without food. Okay, if you have any other questions, you can post them under the video. Like I said, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you can follow me at isabeldprice.com, and there you will see all of my sleep stats. And I try and also share helpful tips on how to get a good night's sleep. So remember, if you're focusing on the healthy food, on the exercise, that is all great, but you also want to focus on sleep, and that will help you to minimize stress levels, but also at the same time, if you minimize stress levels, that will also help you with your sleep. All right. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you all get wonderful, wonderful rest, and that this video has helped you in some way. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please click here to watch more videos that will help you live a peaceful and healthy life. You may also want to subscribe so you don't miss any new videos. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so be sure to turn on the notification bell so you're notified when I post something new. If you want to learn more about how to live the best, healthiest, and most fulfilling life available to you, go to isabeldprice.com today. I'll see you soon.